light the beam, because it's time for Nerdy for 30, the podcast where we talk about nerdy-ish movies for 30-ish minutes. My name is Kevin Bauer, aka the Critics' Choice. With me, as always, is the People's Champ, Tim Keck, and I'm moving fast today because we have a very special episode. We are doing an action draft with none other than one of our favorite people in the world. You know him from our Die Hard Christmas specials. You know him from the OG Zack Snyder's Justice League conversation that started this whole thing. It's the lead singer of Sea Urchin, Matt Strickland. Matt, thank you for joining us.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for having me back on the pod. Always a pleasure to be here. Very excited for today.
Yes,
Dude,
it's going to be fun.
It sure is. So here's how this is going to work. We have a bunch of categories. We've broken down action movies into their 7 main components. We are going to be going around and drafting actors from all time. We do not have a time limitation on this. Drafting actors into each one of these categories. The only stipulation that we have is that this actor has to have appeared in an action movie. That means you cannot take Emma Watson for your protagonist of this action movie.
Now, Harry Potter's kind of an action movie.
Okay. Question on that front. So, like, let's say Daniel Day-Lewis is Gangs of New York an action movie.
We'll
I'm not
Google
taking
it
him because
and we'll see what comes up at the top.
Okay.
I think it has to have action in one of its things. It can be a hyphen or a slash, but it's got to have action.
Google says it's a crime/thriller. It is not an action movie.
Okay,
Not
good.
action.
I wasn't going to take him anyway. It was just an example for the audience. One other question, example for the audience. So you say anytime, so we can pick our villain from the 90s, and we could pair that villain from the 90s with a hero from the 40s, for example. That could happen.
Yeah, totally down for that.
Okay.
Let's play around.
Okay, we'll play around. But me personally, I'm trying to make something more cohesive. So if I pick a villain, like I wouldn't pick Humphrey Bogart to go with. Not that Humphrey Bogart's an action star, but you know what I mean. Like,
I'm not trying to give anything away.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away. So it's like I wouldn't pair those two personally because I want my movie and my cast to feel cohesive.
Yeah,
but I could if I want. I could wild card it.
Yeah, you totally could.
We're bringing your fan fiction to life right now. As soon as you said Humphrey Bogart, I'm like, Matt's been dreaming about this since he was a child.
I'm playing my cards really close to the vest. I got a lot. I've got color coded documents here. If I get my green person, then I go down the green, line. If that person gets taken, I pivot to pink, I've got alternate theories, alternate routes, A, B's and C's. I got plan B's, plan C's, plan double D's ready to rock.
Okay, so we're doing basically like a fantasy football draft, right? Where we're all taking actors and we're trying to fill these categories. Did we say what the categories were?
We haven't. So here are the categories: hero, sidekick, villain, henchman. This is kind of like the mini boss that most action movies have. The hero has to get through to get to the main villain. Love interest, final fight location, and who says you son of a bitch?
Perfect.
Really good. And so just clarifying that last category for the audience, that can be a happy, you son of a bitch, or it can be an angry, right? You son of a bitch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
However you want to interpret it.
Okay, great.
My personal favorite is the happy.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me happier than a third act happy, you son of a bitch.
Big cameo appearance, third act reveal.
Yes.
Close it with a strong handshake and roll credits, baby.
Let's do it.
Any other questions? Are we ready to do the thing that'll kick off our picking order? All right. So I have not researched this. I thought this would be fun to keep it fair and give us all an equal chance. I think to determine our picking order, we should each guess the domestic box office of Die Hard. Closest without going over.
Oh my God.
We'll win the horse race.
Not adjusted for inflation.
Not adjusted for inflation.
You would think that I should just know this off the top. I'm gonna go.
I'll be honest, I was worried.
Yeah. Can I go first? I'll go first.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna guess in the 80s it made $68 million.
Ooh.
That is exactly how much I was going to guess. I will say $68,000,001 will be my guess.
Oh, lame.
I'm going 90. I think it made $90 million.
90 million. All right.
You never know, because it's like the 80s, it's tough because what, 68, that's over 100 million probably in today's dollars.
Holy motherfucking shit.
Twice.
Released in 1988, the film exceeded expectations by generating around 140 million in box office revenue against a budget of 28 million.
Holy God, good for that. Wait, is that worldwide or domestic?
I believe that's domestic. Yeah, that's domestic.
God, hell yeah, dude. That's rocks.
Fucking nuts. All right.
Yeah, that's like a $300 million movie today.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it deserved every penny. I'm sorry for underestimating it. So I was just thinking, I was thinking the 80s, people were just like riding horses to the theater. Movies cost $0.25. I don't know. All right. So what does that mean? Tim goes first. You go second. I go third.
Oh, I go first.
Yes. And we're going snake draft style. So Tim, me, Matt, then Matt again, me.
Snake draft. Do you want to be first in a snake draft? That's the whole strategy thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited about number one. I want to get my guy, my dude, my man, get him off the board early. Jason Statham.
Whoa!
He's coming home with me.
Nice.
I'm taking him. I'm grabbing him. I need this guy. He could be a hero. He could be a villain. He could be a quirky side character. He could be the love interest. He's a multifaceted action star. And yeah, I know I'm going to have a good time when he's on the screen.
But wait, but I think you should have to pick one of the buckets right now. I think you should have to take him for a specific category.
Oh, yeah, you do. He's your hero, right?
I have to pick a specific category now? That's not fun.
For Statham. Where does he fit?
Okay, then he's the hero. It's not as fun if we have to pick right now.
What do you mean? Of course it is.
Because I wanted the possibility that maybe I have to use him as the bad guy.
No,
based on the draft later. Like, that's fun.
You got to pick him as your category. So he's your hero.
Okay, so we're being real strict about it. Jason Statham is my hero for my story.
Wow. I mean, hey, that's a great first pick. He's great. He can do a lot of things. He can land a joke. He can land a punch. That's a solid first pick. I wouldn't have chosen him, but I respect it.
I wouldn't have chosen him either, Matt, because my pick is still firmly on the board. I cannot believe it. I thought you were probably going to take him in villain, but you didn't, which means that I get to take Blind Donnie Yen.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Ugh.
He's done it before. He's doing it again.
Sucks.
Oh man, God. Donnie Yen's I gotta update my document.
I know. We're all upset. I will say
he's your villain, huh?
He was my number one villain pick, Kevin.
Incredible.
Yes. Oh, that's gonna haunt me.
Incredible.
Okay. Well, you know what? This is exactly where I wanted to be. 2 picks in a row because I have 2 actors that I feel like I needed to get together to make my fantasy movie work. And I feel like they're going to be a little, I don't know how you guys are going to react. It's a little underrated, but I literally Googled these 2 people to see if they had ever been in a movie together. And I was shocked that they haven't, because I feel like their chemistry would be palpable. In Hero, I'm taking Kurt Russell.
Fuck.
Wow.
And in Love Interest, I'm taking Rene Russo.
God
wow.
Damn. I just feel like the 2 of them together, can't you just see that chemistry? They would be bantering, it'd be fun. They're both beautiful. They both are, can do jokes and comedy and action. It's just like, I feel like Kurt Russell, Rene Russo, put those names at the top of a poster in 1989. I want to see that movie.
Damn. That is good.
Oh my God. That would be, they really haven't done anything? They both had such long careers.
I know. And they've just been like circling around each other. Rene Russo was with Kevin Costner. She was with Mel Gibson. Kurt Russell was with Goldie Hawn. He's, with other people, Kim Cattrall. But I just feel like that's a dynamite combination for like a late 80s, early 90s action movie.
Yes.
It really is. God
That's
damn.
a good one.
So I was so happy to get back-to-back picks. Honestly, third was best for me, for my strategy.
That really, I'm not gonna lie, that really that kind of, you taking Kurt Russell, I'm on my backup movie now. I was planning to seed in like a sibling buddy cop action movie with Sigourney Weaver and Kurt Russell, but I can't do that now. So
That's great too.
I'm gonna get another big one off the board. In hero for me, I'm taking Stallone.
Good, classic.
I mean, classic. Honestly, probably the A-lister out of our three. Kurt Russell, Statham, and Stallone's like, he's probably out of those three, the top of the line guy.
Oscar winner, name on the top of the poster, getting people in seats. It's going to be a banger if Stallone's involved. I think that's great.
Oscar nominee. He didn't win.
Did he win? He didn't win for writing Rocky. Well, Rocky won.
Oh, maybe he won for writing. Oh, not as an actor.
In the first one, he didn't.
No, not as an actor, as a writer. Yeah, the best thing about Rocky is how good of a writer Sylvester Stallone is.
It's shocking.
The written word on the page.
Time. Those snappy lines.
Okay. I'm skipping over villain because I think I can come back and get my guy. Back-to-back picks. Love interest. I'm going Betty Gilpin.
Sure.
Who's from The Hunt.
Oh,
she kicks ass. She's in Glow. She is awesome. She kicks ass. She's murdered people. She is a great actor. I'm so excited for her to be the love interest from Jason Statham. I think they have a lot of chemistry. And now, as far as the henchman goes, I'm thinking in this scenario, we need someone. Oh, man, actually, this is kind of throwing off my whole thing because I was looking for... Okay. I'm going to stick with this because I think it's fun. Henchman, Linda Hamilton.
Whoa.
Yes,
nice, dude.
Her and Betty are going to face off and beat the shit out of each other, and it's going to be incredible.
That's good. Those are two muscly, like brawny babes. Brawny babes, yeah. That's really solid.
Bona fide action stars, both.
When you first said Betty Gilpin, I was like, who the fuck is this? This is like some random fucking... But then I reminded me about The Hunt, and The Hunt is a banger. That's a good pick.
The Hunt for sure. And I mean, she's done like wrestling things. She's very physical. Cool. She kicks ass. And then Linda Hamilton is a legend.
Of course.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
God, such a good pick. All right. I was so zealous. I really wanted Blind Donnie Yen for my villain for my other movie I had in mind. I think I can still make this work. I'm just going to try to play with the spots. Another unexpected henchman pick. Hear me out. Patrick Swayze.
Whoa, that's a lot of charisma for a henchman to have. Not even your main villain. You're having Swayze be... Villain. I mean, Swayze's gonna steal some scenes. The actors playing your hero and villain are gonna get a little pissed. They're gonna be like, "Who is this fucking? I don't know, like 9 on the call sheets coming in stealing scenes from me."
He's gonna be doing all the seeing too, so he's got a lot on his plate.
And he's there. He can hear it. He's doing Tai Chi in the background. They didn't even notice him.
Oh my God!
Patrick Swayze lives it.
Do Blind Donnie Yen and Patrick Swayze have like a fight scene, like they're practicing, because I guess they're on the same side, so they're sparring with each other. Because imagine that you got Donnie Yen, like just the physicality of that scene.
Donnie Yen has to put him in his place. He's acting out, and Donnie Yen's got to smack him down. Patrick Swayze's like, I can see, and Blind Donnie Yen's like,
he like
see my fist over, knocking your face out.
And he like lands perfectly with like a leg out, just like
cat-like. Yeah, I'm very much picturing that Donnie Yen is like his master in this criminal enterprise. And Patrick Swayze is like, he's on board. He's been brought over to the cause, but he's just a little too reckless still. Trying to rein him in a little bit.
Strong. All right. I'm going to go. I got 2 picks. I'm going to pick for henchmen. The person, I mean, I think this was a big sexual awakening for many people, including myself. I know my wife. I'm sure probably the 2 of you. But the first time you saw the film GoldenEye, Famke Janssen killing people with her thighs mid-coitus. I mean, that was something really special for me as like a 12, 13-year-old boy. So my henchman is going to be Femke Jensen.
Oh,
And I think,
that's great.
she's a little younger than Rene Russo. So maybe like she can seduce Kurt, but then Kurt, he doesn't go for it, but then she does try to like kill him with her thighs. I feel like that's the right pick.
Does Kurt break out of her thighs?
Yeah.
I feel like Kurt Russell would be having a great time while somebody's trying to kill him with their thighs.
Oh yeah, he'd have
Like,
that dynamite smile. He'd have the perfect quip, but then he'd get out of it at the last second. He'd figure a way. So Femke Jensen would be my henchman. Villain, I'm going to hold off on because I think that's the deepest category. There's a lot of great villains through history or great actors who have played villains. I'm going to actually jump to final fight category because I think it could potentially be taken off the board. I had a couple good backups, which I'll get to when we go to like get to honorable mentions after everyone's drafted. But I think, and you'll understand more when I pick my villain, but for the final fight scene, I want it to happen January 6th style on the Capitol floor.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, very fun. I'll cross that out off my sheet.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at now. I got Kurt Russell, Rene Russo, Femke Jensen is my henchman, and final fight location, the Capitol floor, which then goes, it's the whole Capitol. It starts on the floor and we'll eventually get up to that rotunda and, someone will fall off probably. So that's my pick.
You got it. Oh my God, that rolls. All right. So I've got Stallone as my hero, Blind Donnie Yen as my villain, Swayze as a henchman, that's like an apprentice under that villain. I want to flesh things out a little bit. So I'm thinking for this movie, this is a situation. I'm thinking it's kind of like an action movie adaptation of the book's Heart of Darkness. I always forget what the name of the actual movie is. What's the
Apocalypse Now?
Apocalypse Now, yeah. So this is kind of like an action adaptation of Apocalypse Now, where Stallone is sent in to this area where there is this group that's plotting things, and he needs to rescue his friend Swayze, who has been brought into that fold. Who is his commanding officer in the U.S. military that's sending him in? That's going to be basically his sidekick in this, Mr. Sam Elliott.
Oh, no!
Bye.
No!
He's gone.
Oh, my God!
Oh, my God.
That sucks.
Is he your
I
villain?
believe it.
Damn it. I was, my humorous got in the way. I shouldn't have gave a shit about the Capitol floor. Sam Elliott. Ah, damn it.
He feels like a secret. He feels like a secret weapon, but he's always been there. Roadhouse. The man who killed Bigfoot. They want me to kill the Bigfoot, Ed.
Oh,
Well, I got him.
damn it. Oh, that throws my whole game off. All right. I got to
Now things are getting interesting.
Okay.
I just listened to the Roadhouse rewatchables.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, Sam Elliott's perfect. He's a little bit older than Kurt Russell. He's like, he's right in that same like milieu. Damn it. That's a great pick.
I was going to have him playing Sigourney and Kurt's dad.
I also had him in line for You Son of a Bitch.
Yeah.
I just wanted a You Son of a Bitch from Sam Elliott would just be top tier. Okay. I feel like this is really throwing me off now. Okay. I'll walk you through my thought process though. So for villain, if I'd gone a different hero, I want to take Michael Keaton. I'm not going to, but Michael Keaton is so good. Yeah, I love him as the Vulture. What concerns me is I need a physical threat that can go fist to fist with Jason Statham. All right. And I don't think Michael Keaton gives that. If there was another level up where it's like above, Michael Keaton giving orders, oh man, I was really counting on doing multifaceted guys. This was on my You Son of a Bitch short list, but I'm moving him to villain because I just want to see them fight so bad. The villain in my story is going to be Carl Weathers.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. Nice. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be angry. Rest in power, man. I'm just picturing like him yelling at Rocky and just being angry. I mean, there's so many moments when he just like lashes out And I feel like he could harness that power and send it Jason Statham's direction and really just like do some great work. Plus, I'd love to see them fight each other. It would just be awesome. So, Carl Weathers, welcome aboard.
That's really good because you needed a beefcake to spar off against Statham, and that's a strong pick. He also, as Apollo Creed, he has that like rat-a-tat dialogue down too, so that's really strong.
Oh, he's great. If he wants to, he can scream at you, he can motivate you. I think he can be awesome. Plus Carl Weathers and Linda Hamilton next to each other. Who would want to mess with that?
That's a lot of muscle.
Okay, so then I think my sidekick is going to be available. So I'm going with Who Says You Son of a Bitch. This is a little bit of a stretch for the action star. But he played Batman, so I think that should count. George Clooney. I want George Clooney to come in and say, "You son of a bitch." And I'm specifically thinking The Flash. He shows up at the end of The Flash. He looks like $1,000,000 cool as hell. He's Danny Ocean. He's Bruce Wayne. I want him there at the end of my movie to smile at Jason Statham and say, "You son of a bitch." And then it's like, we're off to the next heist. Maybe George Clooney's pulling him back into the crew. I'm excited about it. You said he was on your list. What was he on your list for?
He's on my list for You Son of a Bitch for that.
Yes,
category.
I can't believe it. That's great.
I figured he would be
pick.
a good, like he is, the Secretary of State, or he's someone high up, a high status person that comes in as like, "You son of a bitch." Maybe they were in Nam together or something.
He's in a suit, and I think he could do a one last heist, "You son of a bitch," and I think he could also be like an angry "You son of a bitch."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, George Clooney and Kurt Russell is guys that were like in the service together, and now George Clooney's like climbed the ranks, but Kurt Russell's still an old dog.
Exactly, like Kurt Russell's driving a big rig. Clooney works for the NSA, but he needs him. One last hurrah kind of vibe. We need someone we need the best.
Oh,
Kurt
incredible.
Russell.
Speaking of needing,
they would have some good chemistry with the jokes too.
Oh yeah,
big time, dude. Yeah, speaking of needing the best, I'm excited about my love interest pick. I don't think anybody else is going to take them. So I do feel like I need to get my "You Son of a Bitch" off the board. And I feel like there's a decent chance that he might be on one of your lists, Matt. My Who Says You Son of a Bitch, Bill Paxton.
Damn it. He was my backup for sidekick.
He'd be a great sidekick.
Oh, why did I waste a pick on the Capitol floor? I could have been. Oh, God damn. All right. Well, he was my sidekick we'll get into it later, but damn, good pick. Good pick.
I'm so glad I took that.
Damn. All right. So now I'm up. I got my last two picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got son of a bitch and villain. Okay, I'll do villain first because villain, it's just like such a stacked category. We've had so many great villains over the years, but in this sort of vibe, I'm thinking of Kurt Russell is very all American. You know what I mean? He's a very like hayseed kind of guy, but he's smart. He's badass. He gets with Rene Russo. So I figured for my villain, I needed some sort of opposite. There's a reason they put Alan Rickman with Bruce Willis, right? You sort of have like Jersey Cop with like Eurotrash theater actor. So I was gonna go there. I needed like a European theater actor. I'm gonna go with one of the best. I'm going with Gary Oldman. I think Gary Oldman. It's nice. And Gary Oldman, he can be sleazy, he can be erudite, he can play Russian, he could play English, he is English. Like, I feel like he's very versatile, but he can be that any kind of European bad guy that I need to square off against my all-American hero. I'm going Oldman.
That's very good. Nice. I had him on my sidekick list for sure.
Sidekick? Interesting.
Yeah, like Commissioner Gordon to Bruce Wayne. Just coming in and giving an assignment and dipping out. Would be incredible.
Wait. So I don't have a sidekick or You Son of a Bitch. Oh, I got to do a sidekick. Okay. All right. Kurt Russell, Gary Oldman, Rene Russo, Femke Jensen. I'm doing sidekick. All right. So Sam Elliott and Bill Paxton, both off the board. Who is your sidekick, Tim, or do you not have one?
I don't have a sidekick yet.
Okay. I could go a few different ways here. I'm going to go. So he would be a little bit younger than Kurt Russell in like this era I'm thinking about. I'm going Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson as the sidekick. He can land the jokes. He can land the punches. We've seen him with great chemistry with Wesley Snipes over the years. I'm going Woody Harrelson as my sidekick, a little bit younger. Maybe he hits on Rene Russo a few times, but she rebuffs him and she's like, you're crazy. So yeah, Woody Harrelson will be he'll be my sidekick. So those are my two picks, Oldman and Harrelson.
Oh, I love that. Damn. All right. I've got final fight location and love interest next. I'm going to go love interest, even though there's no way she was on either of your lists. Tia Carrera, mostly known for Wayne's World, was also in a little movie I like to call True Lies.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's incredible. I'm thinking that she's somehow related. I'm thinking this is like an offshoot of the Chinese Communist Party that's planning an attack on the United States. And she's somehow tied in. I don't know if she's like Donnie Yin's daughter or somehow she's tied into the whole thing and she's wrapped up in it deep. And man, Stallone, he's going to save her.
That's great. She'd be perfect. I can also see her across from Stallone pretty easy.
Yeah, because she can kick ass. That's the important part.
Yeah, man. Okay. So I've got sidekick and final fight location. Sidekick, a lot of the names, we've taken a lot of my sidekick nominations off the board, but I had one that I knew would never be picked, and I think she's great. Jason Statham, what do we know? He loves to play the protector. He always needs somebody to take care of. But in this case, I want somebody who can push back a little bit, give him a run for his money, also kick ass. And yet maybe we can get like a father-daughter thing going on here. I'm going with Amber Midthunder from Prey. We're talking the latest in the Predator series. She is top notch. She is incredible. She destroys in that movie. She's been in other things like Reservoir Dogs and other stuff. But that alone, I think, is enough to put her into this like action conversation, kicking ass with Jason Statham. And I think it's the kind of thing where they butt heads and then she teams up with Betty to beat the shit out of Linda Hamilton. Which honestly gets me excited. Final fight location. This is my idea for the final fight location. It's New Year's Eve. It's Times Square. They're fighting at the top, like the building with the ball in it. And this movie is going to end with Jason Statham kicking Carl Weathers off the top of that building and shattering the ball as we hit Happy New Year. So 3, 2, 1, and Carl Weathers just his huge body just shatters the ball into a million pieces and sparks go up. And then, maybe
Everyone
Jason and Betty kiss or something.
Glass. All of those tourists get covered in shattered glass.
But also they're like losing their minds. They got glasses on. They all like cheer.
It's part of the show.
Yeah, they think it's part of the show. They're like, this is it, So I think that's my movie. I feel pretty good about it. Kevin?
I'd watch it. I'd dig the hell out of that. All I got left is my final fight location. And I'm realizing that the ones that I had, you both went so bombastic with yours that I'm going to have to upgrade mine. So I'm going to say mine, this is a plot where an offshoot of the Chinese Communist Party is planning an attack on the United States. Maybe they hate all things the United States interests in China. So let's go ahead and say that my final fight takes place at Disney World, Shanghai.
Oh, good one. Or Disney
like
World
Beverly
Taiwan.
Hills Cops.
If they can't take back regular Taiwan, they take back Disney World Taiwan.
Disney World Taiwan.
Incredible.
Both. That's great though.
Just
that's
all
really
the Disney
strong.
worlds.
All right. My last pick. You son of a bitch. I'm taking the man who can deliver lines like no other, Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken will be he'll be some kind of like high up general. He could also be like former commanding officer in Nam kind of situation. That's my last pick.
I love that.
We should recap them. Matt, what were your picks?
So the star of my film, Kurt Russell, and his buddy Woody Harrelson go up against the European villain Gary Oldman, while Kurt Russell romances and spars with Rene Russo, dodging deadly legs from Femke Jensen, all leading towards a final vicious fight in the U.S. Capitol, at the end of which Christopher Walken delivers the line, "You son of a bitch," in the way only he can. I won't even try to do a Christopher Walken impression. There's no need.
Do you have a name in mind for yours?
I don't. I should have thought of one. I wasn't sure, I was going to get all these people. So,
no, Kevin, what's your list?
Capital Punishment.
Oh, hell yes, dude. All right. I've got Sam Elliott deploys Sylvester Stallone on a mission to go get undercover agent Patrick Swayze back, but he's fallen too deep under the spell of blind Donnie Yen's criminal enterprise. The love interest is Tia Carrera, and they end up having a final fight while they defuse a terrorist attack on Disney World Shanghai, after which Bill Paxton says, "You son of a bitch." Bill Paxton can be like a helicopter pilot or something. Anyway, the title of this movie is Credible Threat.
Oh, really good. Would absolutely see this movie.
Okay, my movie. We have Jason Statham accepting an assignment from George Clooney to watch out for Amber Midthunder, who is being chased by Carl Weathers and Linda Hamilton. They team up with Betty Gilpin, beat the shit out of him on New Year's Eve, kicking Carl Weathers through the ball, shattering it as the clock counts down. And this movie is going to be called New Year's Eve 2. What was that movie that had all of the different romances going on? This is just a sequel to that. And it'll be great, and everyone will find love, and it'll be awesome.
Would absolutely see that too. Netflix, get on this.
Three great movies.
Three bangers. Make this happen. Yeah, all three would watch. I like how they're all slightly different eras. It seems like Tim's, yours the most modern. Kevin, you're a little bit more mid 90s. I'm a little like earlier 90s. I feel like we've made three really unique, excellent works here.
I think agree, so. Man. So that's the pod. We did three bangers. Matt, you got anything you want to plug real quick?
I do. My band Sea Urchin is releasing our first album, Sea Urchin Destroy, on Bada Bing Records. It's coming out March 29th. It's available to pre-order right now. A couple of the singles are already out on Spotify, so you can order it on Bandcamp or listen on Spotify, wherever you stream music. It should be there. Sea Urchin. Also, and on the 29th, we're going to have a big album release party at Alphaville in Bushwick. So,
yes, it's going to be fun.
Hell yeah, dude. Sea Urchin rules. Thank you so much for doing this, Matt. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me.
Listener, what do you think? Which one of these three movies would you most like to watch? Let us know. Send us an email, nerdy430@gmail.com, and we will read it on the show. And that's a promise. But you know what, Tim? It's not quite the end of the podcast yet. We have a very special treat. Matt went ahead and sent us the MP3 for Sea Urchin's debut single off this album, New Guy. Should we play it?
Let's play it. It's my favorite one.
It's my favorite one too. Stay nerdy, everybody. Bye.
Let me tell you about a girl I love, with a love that's pure and true. And then she went and left and broke my heart, and I don't know what to do. Saw on Facebook that she's dating a new guy. I cry for hours every night, learning everything I can about the new take me back. She won't know that I killed her fucking boyfriend. Bet you she won't dig on that. Then we'll go out to the woods to watch a body decompose. I never tasted the flesh of a human, but now I really wanna know. As his blood runs down my chin, I'm glad I killed him, 'cause I gotta kill the new guy, 'cause I gotta win her back, and I